Tatiana, congratulations on being inducted in the California Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
What made you get involved in wrestling?
So I got involved when I was really young. My uncles actually brought home a flyer for a youth program, and my older brother wrestled before me, and I grew up on the mats, and they couldn't keep me off of it. So I started when I was 4 years old, and I fell in love ever since.
And Chris is your brother?
Yes.
Yeah, I coached him on a couple of national trips,
Yeah.
so
He's very talented.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, he is a good guy.
Yeah. What individual had the greatest impact in your wrestling career?
I definitely feel like my brother had the biggest impact on my wrestling career, just because he was able to lead the way and show me what he could do in the sport, and the opportunities that he also got from the sport of wrestling, and just seeing how far that he got. And I'm so competitive that I was like, well, I'm going to do what he did and more. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, I think he did too. Good job. Do you have any wrestling idols or people that you looked up to that you modeled yourself after?
I wouldn't say that I modeled, over, like, I guess, what was the question? I don't have any, I guess he would be my idol. That's what I guess. Yeah. So just my brother still.
No, that's okay. That's a good thing. Throughout your wrestling career, what was probably the single greatest event that you can think of, or most memorable event that you went through?
Yeah, so for me, my most memorable event when it comes to my wrestling career was the first time I ever made the world team, and was able to go to Tokyo and compete in my first world championships, just because when I was 12, I decided that I wanted to be an Olympic champion. So it basically, in my mind, solidified that I was capable and talented enough and had the work ethic to get to where I wanted to go in life when it comes to wrestling.
Yeah, what a great thing. This next question, is going to be one that I'm looking forward to hearing your answer, because you had this promising career in wrestling, and then you had terrible sickness. And, can you talk to us a little bit about how you overcame it? And obviously, you're competing at the highest level now in mixed martial arts. So you confronted it, you overcame it. If you could talk about that, that'd be great.
About what?
Your journey. How did you, obviously, when you found out that you had cancer and wrestling ended for you, how did you deal with it? How did you overcome it? And
how did you want me to start the question? Because you know how it's usually a question.
Yep. Say the most difficult circumstance that you went through in wrestling would be?
Yeah. So for me, my most difficult circumstance that I had to overcome when it came to my wrestling career was, I ended up finding out that I had thyroid cancer, and I couldn't wrestle anymore. I had a neck injury that put me out of wrestling for some time, and I think, it was very difficult for me to step away from wrestling and also have to deal with thyroid cancer, because, all I knew from a young girl was wrestling. And so it made me look at myself and try to figure out who I was without wrestling. And, then it just made me feel even better, because I just learned that wrestling taught me so much more than, winning matches and, getting medals. It showed me that, or taught me that, it was going to instill in me life lessons that I would carry with me for the rest of my life. Things like mental fortitude and having a joyous heart even when you go through something that's disheartening. So, that for me, that's how I overcome it. overcame it.
Now, what part of your personality or the character trait that you have helped contribute most to your success in wrestling?
I think for me, the character trait that I possess that has helped me in my wrestling career would be just being consistent and making sure that every time I go into the room that I put my best foot forward. And I think that was taught to me from my mother, because every time I was at practice, she'd be on the sideline and say I started goofing around, she'd just be there giving me the eye. So then I was like, oh man, there's no messing around at practice. So I still carry that with me now till this day. Like, I'm very serious at practice. Yes, it's fun and it's okay to but it's like one of those things where I definitely put my thinking cap on and I'm just sitting there trying to be, the best that I can, making sure that I'm getting good warm-ups and vice versa. Just things that I've taught myself.
Doing everything
throughout
right.
My career, yeah.
Taking mom's advice.
Yep, no messing around.
Yeah. If you had the opportunity to start your career over again, is there anything you would do differently?
I feel like no, I don't think I would do anything differently, just because, I feel like it all led me to where I am now. And, I'm very grateful for all the lessons that it's taught me, because, like I said, it's just taught me so much about myself. And I guess most of all, it's taught me to never give up, and to keep on going even when things aren't going my way. Yeah,
that's a good thing. And the last question, because you're still pretty young, it sounds like.
Yeah.
This is, what would you like people to remember about you? You got a lot of life to live yet, but what would you like people to remember about Tatiana Padilla Suarez?
Yeah, I want to be remembered as somebody who led with her actions. I feel like a lot of times people, I guess they're just natural born leaders, and I've always just done what I need to do, and that's how I lead, because people see that, and they want to not just emulate it, but they take from it and they take inspiration from it. And I think I just want to inspire as many people as I can along my journey, because life is tough and sometimes we have to look to other people for some inspiration.
For sure. Well, congratulations on being inducted into the California Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well deserved.
Thank you. Thank you.